Good morning, ladies. It is an honor to be here today to discuss an issue of immense importance, the journey of women-led businesses in India from local markets to global platforms. But before I begin, this was an invigorating session that we just witnessed. Coming myself from a law background to now being a health tech entrepreneur, I think it's a journey of continuous learning. That was mentioned by Ms. Kirti. I think irrespective of whether you are from the STEM fields, life is constant learning, right? So it's amazing that we had those insights. And the fact that she spoke about, the age biases that she'd had to deal with but still reached where she has in her career. Silent mentorship, which is so, so important. And I think my most favorite was "Poochne mein kya jata hai." So amazing. I'm really happy to be here. I think women entrepreneurs are truly the backbone of India's growing economy. So I'm flipping it on its head and I'm saying this is a great time for all of us. As we see 20 to 25% of their contribution to the GDP in 25, that is like from 2020, this number was 18%, and today we've grown. So I'm seeing great times. The MSME sector that employs over 30 million people from 15 to 20% of women-led businesses. Surprising to note, we did hear some grim aspects in the previous panel, but India ranks in the top 10 countries for women entrepreneurs. So this is growing. Forums like this, conversations like this, I think really is an inspiring factor for all those around. Of course, there are international forums that we're being recognized at G20 and the UN Women, reshaping industries and inspiring the next generation of leaders. But only 10% of VC capital funding goes to women-led businesses. Now, I think some of it was discussed, but as the obvious has been social barriers, cultural norms. I think there was a question on work-life balance, getting back to the workforce. So these are issues that we need to mitigate, still speak about, and hopefully get past them sooner rather than later. The Indian government, of course, has taken several steps to bolster women-led businesses. So we have Tamil Nadu, which is leading in textiles, handicrafts, and food processing. Kerala with tourism, healthcare, and education. So why not bring that to our state as well? Maharashtra with 15 to 20% of the state's MSME sector being led by women businesses. So these are good numbers if you ask me. Of course, we have to look at regulatory support, and there are quite a few actually that I would like to mention. Quite a few that I'd like to mention. Of course, I did go over the economic impact that we're facing. I don't want to delve too much on what are the challenges, because that's something that we speak over and over again. But let's look at digital literacy and e-commerce in today's day. What are the schemes that are available? I think these are conversations we need to have. The Digital Saksharta Abhiyan, which has trained millions of women in digital skills, from basic computer literacy to advanced e-commerce tools. Of course, we have the government e-marketplace GEM, which has women-led businesses, giving them opportunities for procurement support. And then, of course, we have partnerships with Amazon and Flipkart that have enabled women to showcase their products to a global audience. I'm not sure how many of you are familiar with the Raidat platform, but that's something that I urge you to do if you're looking at Africa as a market. This was introduced to the Global Economic Summit, and it bridges the ICT literacy gaps, helping women entrepreneurs in rural and, of course, urban areas as well. I can't not mention Wikiflow. We are Southeast Asia's largest entrepreneurial network for women entrepreneurs and professionals. And with over 20 chapters across India, we're building an ecosystem of women entrepreneurs investors and mentors. So we have mentorship programs along with Virginia Tech, which help you become certified mentors. Mentorship truly is a duality of learning. So through these programs, not only do you find so much of yourself, but of course you're giving back, which again was really stressed very nicely in the previous panel. We have partnerships with Stanford University for women-led businesses, with NSRCEL. So these are programs that I think really help those, irrespective of the stage of business you're at, if it's ideation to fundraise or you're looking at growth opportunities. I think we've got access to that. It's important for me to even mention the Bharat Trade Net, which is the digital public infrastructure initiative that was announced in the recent budget. This is really, really exciting because its primary aim is to streamline the international trade by providing a unified platform for trade documentation and financing solutions. I mean, we all know how difficult documentation and red tape can be. So the government is making steps. Let's try and adopt them, give feedback, and hope that these initiatives help us reach the global markets in the manner that we are all wanting at this moment. In terms of networking and partnerships, we have the financial and business support schemes like Stand Up India. I'm sure these are schemes that all of you are familiar with. But there's something called the Women Entrepreneurship Platform that was launched by Niti Aayog, which not only has mentee support, which is support for women-led businesses, but you can also register yourself as a mentor. Again, this stresses on duality of learning, market linkages, and these are great programs to even just purely network and meet others from the industry. I did speak about the GEM portal, but Womania on GEM is a portal that enables women-led MSMEs to participate in government procurement. That's something worth exploring because this not only helps women access large public sector markets, but also builds their credibility and visibility in a competitive environment. And it's difficult, of course, to get government contracts. I think you land one and you're on a path to gaining some more. There are local market supports systems apart from our FPOs. I think what's really exciting and worth mentioning is the all-women run EMA Kethil in Manipur. If you haven't heard of that, I urge you to Google this. It's an amazing initiative at the state level. And of course, Manipur as a state, you'd be surprised at the entrepreneurship opportunities that they're providing. I'm going to keep this rather short because most of these you can Google, but my idea to you is to provide you with access and names of these portals, and then you can probably take a picture of them, and each of these are very well detailed and documented on their websites. Interesting to note is the Niryat Bandhu scheme, which is designed to mentor and support new and potential exporters by guiding them through the complexities of international trade, from understanding documentation to meeting quality standards, which is really, really important. Then, of course, we have foreign trade policy reforms. All of these are very well documented on these sites. I think another place for women to gain, visibility is the Empowering Inclusion Summit. In 2024, they connected 1,200 women-owned businesses with global corporations in IT, semiconductors, and pharma. So there is opportunity for women in STEM. All you have to do is go look out for them, and you will find them. Then, of course, the Mission Possible Summit, hosted by FI in collaboration with the Ministry of MSME and UNIDO. And this summit brought delegates from 15 countries. So we have Telangana, another amazing platform, another incubator for women. I failed to mention FICCI-FLOW's partnerships with various other institutions. As I said, there is the Stanford Seed Fund that you can be part of. At a very small fee, you get, again, access to a peer network in Southeast Asia. And I think that's important. I'm going to move forward. As I said, the networking initiatives. Do have a look at the Global India Business Forum. This is an interesting platform. While I'm on this, I would like to mention certain success stories like Niharika Bhargava of the Little Farm Co. Now, through government-supported networking events, Niharika collaborated with 100+ tribal farmers, creating a 70% women workforce and expanding her business globally. And these are all merely through platforms like these that are on your screen. Or for that matter, Dr. Shobha Dhawan of Johnson Exim. She leveraged digital platforms and government partnerships and expanded her business to Japan and Europe. Or Radhika Lakhotia of Spentigo, with support from IIM Bangalore. They ran a great program with Goldman Sachs. Again, networking, linkage, and just, the learning that you will gain from programs like this. Things like this help Radhika, upcycle brewery waste into nutritious flour and created a sustainable business model. So in conclusion, I don't want to conclude with anything grim, but I want to say the journey from local to global is not just about market access. It's about creating an ecosystem where women entrepreneurs can thrive, innovate, and lead. And the government's regulatory support, digital empowerment, and networking are paving the way for a future where women-led businesses are not just participant leaders, but actual leaders in the economy. And as we move forward, let us remember that empowering women entrepreneurs is not just a moral imperative, it's an economic necessity. Together, we can build a world where every woman has the opportunity to turn her dream from local to a global reality. Thank you so much.